So you're looking for a new smartwatch and you're trying to decide between the new Garmin Forerunner 265 and the Apple Watch Series 8? Both are excellent watches with bright, beautiful screens, but which is worth investing in? In this video, we put them both face to face to help you work out which is right for you. Before we get started, it's worth pointing out that if you're an Android user, the choice might be far simpler than you've anticipated. As with all of the best Apple Watches, the Apple Watch Series 8 is only usable with iOS devices. The Garmin Forerunner 265, however, is compatible with both iOS and Android via the Garmin Connect app. The Garmin Forerunner 265 was released on March 2nd, 2023. The Forerunner 265 costs $449. Like other iterations of this watch, the Forerunner 265 comes in two different display sizes. It's about $100 more than the Forerunner 255 was when it hit the market in June 2022. The 255 costs $349 for the non-music version and $399 for the music version. The Apple Watch Series 8 was released on September 16, 2022, with a starting price of $399 for the 41mm GPS-only model. Price is $499 for the GPS and cellular version. The 45mm size, meanwhile, will start at $429 and go up to $529 for cellular support. Design-wise, when the screen isn't turned on, the Garmin Forerunner 265 looks very similar to the Forerunner 255. It has the same round face with 5 buttons to help you navigate around the watch, 3 on the left, 2 on the right. The start or stop button has been made slightly bigger on the newer watch, making it easier to press the button with sweaty fingers mid-run. With the screen on, however, it's a different story. The Garmin Forerunner 265 has a bright, beautiful AMO LED display similar to that used on the Garmin Epix 2. The resolution of the Forerunner 265 is 416 by 416 pixels and 360 by 360 on the 265S. It also has a touchscreen which is extremely responsive and makes it easier to navigate around the watch when you're not running. The touchscreen is automatically turned off during activities, although this can be changed in the settings. When it comes to the Apple Watch 8, it's almost impossible to tell the Apple Watch 8 versus Apple Watch 7 apart, with the new smartwatch sporting the curvier chassis and thinner display bezels that debuted last year. This screen, which is 20% larger than the Apple Watch Series 6's, is optimized for features like always-on display and a QWERTY keyboard for sending messages. The bright screen has a resolution of 484 by 396 pixels. On this side of the Apple Watch Series 8, you'll find the familiar digital crown and side button, which are used in hand with the touchscreen to navigate the device. While it would be neat if it got an action button on the side like the Apple Watch Ultra, the Apple Watch Series 8's design is still plenty intuitive. Now here's where things get interesting. The Garmin's battery life is far more impressive than the Apple Watch Series 8, even though they now both have brighter screens. With normal use, the Apple Watch Series 8 battery life is rated for 18 hours. With low power mode, the watch can last up to 36 hours. Charging-wise, the Series 8 can go from 0 to 100% in about an hour and 8 minutes of charging before bed, offering 8 hours of sleep tracking. The 265S, on the other hand, has a 15-day battery life in smartwatch mode and a 24-hour battery life in GPS mode. The 265 has 13 days in smartwatch mode and 20 hours in GPS mode. Normally, it's the larger of the two watches that have the longer battery life, but it seems with the bigger and brighter screen, the larger 265 will need charging ever so slightly sooner. The watch takes around 2 hours to fully charge, but obviously you'll need to do so a lot less than the Apple Watch Series 8. Both the Garmin Forerunner 265 and the Apple Watch Series 8 are designed to be worn 24/7, giving you a deeper insight into your overall health. The Apple Watch Series 8 has a skin temperature sensor, which is used for more accurate sleep monitoring and ovulation tracking. There's also a blood oxygen app and an ECG app that can send you high and low heart rate notifications and irregular heart rhythm notifications. From a fitness perspective, Apple's fitness tracking interface received a major overhaul in watchOS 9. It's now much easier to see more advanced metrics like heart rate during activities and set up custom workouts on the watch. There's still a focus on closing your rings, and the watch reminds you to keep moving and standing throughout the day. The Garmin Forerunner 265, on the other hand, has the same experience we've come to know and love from Garmin. The Forerunner 265 has Garmin's latest Elevate V4 sensor. The green light records heart rate, the red light records blood oxygen levels. This sensor is used to calculate breathing rate, HRV, and stress. It also has Garmin's morning report feature, which gives you a snapshot into how well you slept, how hard you've been training, and a look at the weather for the day ahead. Yet, unlike previous iterations of this watch, it now has Garmin's Training Readiness Score too. The Training Readiness Score gives you an idea of how hard you should train that day, whereas the body battery battery score is a general snapshot of your health. Until now, the training readiness score has only been available on more expensive Garmin watches, like the Fenix 7. Of course, the main reason why you buy a running watch is to help keep track of your training. The Forerunner 265 still excels from this standpoint. There's still the multi-sport mode, it still tracks just about every sport under the sun, and you can still customize every data from your phone or the watch itself. The latter's even easier now the watch has a touchscreen. The Forerunner 265 also allows you to look at metrics like cadence, stride length, and ground contact time from your wrist without the need to download apps or use other equipment. You can also download a Garmin Coach plan to your wrist and receive daily suggested workouts. As with other Garmin watches, you can also track your period and pregnancy on the Forerunner 265. However, you do need to download the Women's Health Tracking app to be able to view these insights from your wrist. Long gone are the days where you would wear your smartwatch during a workout and then take it off. Both the Garmin Forerunner 265 and the Apple Watch Series 8 are designed to be worn 24/7. Next to the Apple Watch Series 8, however, the Garmin Forerunner 265 falls short as a smartwatch. Sure, it's got Garmin Pay, the ability to see your phone's notifications, check the weather, and view your calendar, but that's about it. You can download different watch faces or different apps from the Garmin App Store, but these are pretty basic. The Apple Watch Series 8, on the other hand, is like having an iPhone on your wrist. You can read and respond to messages on the move. The list of apps is pretty much endless, and with cellular support, you can also make and receive phone calls on your wrist. So, which smartwatch should you buy? The answer completely depends on what you're hoping to get from the watch. If you're training for your first marathon, or you're really into CrossFit, the Garmin Forerunner 265 provides more activity profiles, more training tools, and data feedback, all with a beautiful display. However, if you're looking for a watch you can take out on a run or ride while calling your mom, replying to an email, and checking your WhatsApp notifications, the Apple Watch Series 8 is the better option. It's a truly excellent smartwatch, and with cellular built in, it's like having your iPhone strapped to your wrist. This really is a sports watch versus smartwatch debate. And that said, from a sports watch perspective, the Apple Watch Ultra is the better choice as it has extras like an action button and diving modes, although it's more expensive than both the Forerunner 265 and the Apple Watch Series 8.